Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Michael Prooksma here, and I just had to pull over. I was driving my Jeep Wrangler down this dirt road here. It's this little fire road, and it's really cool, right? Because just a short few months ago, I never thought this would ever be possible for me because, what I've learned growing up, what my parents and friends always continue to tell me, if I wanted to make a lot of money and live a good life, I would have to go to school to get a good job and get to go to school to get good grades so I could get a good job, right? And that's exactly what I did. I was actually first started right after high school. I didn't go to college. I was working at a golf course mowing grass with my Uncle Bill. I think I was making like $7 an hour back in 2002. And then I did that for, a couple seasons. Then I realized that, this sucks, right? And I needed to make more money. I wasn't going to do that for the rest of my life. So what I did was, I did what everyone told me to do. I went back to school. I actually learned the heavy equipment operating trade. I got my Class A CDL. As soon as I got back from the technical school, I went down to Florida and learned all the how to operate machines, grading, leveling, all that type of stuff. And I came back with the knowledge in my Class A CDL, and I landed a job for $14.50 an hour, which was double the income I was making at the golf course, which, I was super stoked about. And then, just a short 5 years into it, I was making close to $30 an hour. And then lo and behold, 2007, 2008 comes across my path. And I lost my job due to the economy collapse. Nothing I did. I was a hard worker. I showed up early. I stayed late. I did everything in my power to be the best employee, to do it what I needed to do to, go up the corporate ladder. In just a short few years, I was making close to $30 an hour before I lost my job. And then after I lost my job, I was just in a tailspin, like a downward spiral. I thought, why did this have to happen to me? I didn't do, I'm a good employee. I showed up early. I stayed late. I worked as hard as I possibly could work. Why did this have to happen to me? So I started drinking and doing stuff to try to, numb the pain I was really feeling inside. And then, even worse things happened, right? After my bank account was in the negative, I had to sell my motorcycles. I had to, sell my truck that, my brand new truck that I just got to, pay my bills. And it was just a real tough time of my life. And, one thing led to another. And now I'm grateful that everything happened to me that way, because now I'm in a position that, I never thought would ever be possible for me. But what I did after, I lost my job and had to sell everything and frequent trips to the pawn store just to make some money to pay my bills, to keep the creditors off my back. Like, when that was all gone, I had nothing else. I had to resort to searching the help wanted section of the local newspaper, and I just started calling up every job that was listed in there. Luckily, I found one, but it wasn't anything that I wanted to do. Right, I wanted another excavation job, making $30 an hour like I was used to, but instead I landed a lawn care job, fertilizing lawns for $10 an hour. And I was working 3 times as hard for a third of the pay, and it was just tough, right? And then I continued to stick with it because, once you have a job, you could, you get comfortable, with that job, making crap money, how you can get comfortable doing those types of things. But then a short few years after that, then one day I had this moment where I'm like, there's got to be something better somehow, some way, someday, right? My life is going to change. And I was actually, just one night before I went to bed, I was actually checking out my Facebook news feed, and there's a car coming, but I was checking out my Facebook news feed, and I was checking out my Facebook newsfeed, and I watched a video similar to the one that you're watching right now. And you know, it was my current mentor who explained to me that he was in a position of his life that he was just at that point where he wanted more, he needed more, he knew so much more was out there in his life waiting for him, but he didn't know how to do it. And then once I seen this video, he invited me to a live webinar, and he showed me, he mapped out everything, what he was doing, how he was doing it, and then just how he was, you know, creating a 10-figure per, or a $10,000 per month, you know, just working from the internet. And it's so crazy that I never thought this would be possible for me, but I was just at that place in my life where you know, I wasn't going to look back. I was only going to look forward, because if you do what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always got. And then I realized that over the next few years, and I just looked at my future, like, if I stop right now at that job, if I continue to work at that job for 5, 10, 15 years, you know, my life is probably going to be worse, because tax and inflation and everything is going to be eating me away. And, you know, they're not willing to give you more of a raise. You know, they just want you to work faster, do more, so they can make more money, right? Because if you think about it, an employee is just a person without a dream, if you think about it. Because if you don't have your own dreams and goals, you're just going to be working for someone else, trading your time for a paycheck to help them build their dreams and goals. So guys, like, there's some like breakthrough stuff that we're about to share with you on this live webinar. And you know, I just wanted to personally invite you over, right? Because I'm no one special. You know, I had no online experience. You know, I mowed grass at a golf course. I dug dirt in an excavation company, and I spread fertilizer in a lawn care company, right? That was the extent of my knowledge. You know, I'd rather be outside, doing stuff outside than stuck in the computer. In the house by the computer. But when I seen this video, it just opened up like new ideas that what's possible for me too, right? So I decided to click the link right above the video. I checked out the live webinar, and I was just blown away with the information that they shared with me. And, you know, I seen they were real people, they were getting real results, and I realized, you know, I've been listening to the people that have been telling me what to do, but if I looked at their life, you know, they were stressed. They weren't making the money that they wanted. They weren't living the life that they currently wanted. But then when I seen, you know, these guys are making, you know, like 6 figures a year, you know, working just a few hours a day, from their laptop computer or a cell phone, being able to travel the world, do things like, you know, drive around in their Jeep on, you know, exploring new places and doing new things, and having the money to buy new rims and, you know, new upgrades for their Jeep or whatever they want. You know, it just blew my mind, and I just knew I wanted to be a part of that. So guys, you know, I could keep rambling on and on, because I'm so excited and so passionate about what I do now that I just want to share this with as many people as I possibly can. So what you need to do right now, if you're interested, you know, in improving your life, upgrading your lifestyle, and you know, being committed to being coachable and trainable, because we want to work with serious people only, because we know what it takes to get the results that you want. So if you plug in, you know, are coachable, trainable, do what we say, there's probably no reason why you can't get the same type of results. And you're going to meet everyday average people, you know, just like me and yourself, that just took action a few months ago, and now they're getting extraordinary results, and they never thought it was possible for their lives either. So, you know, I just wanted to open your mind up a little bit, and mostly just invite you to come check out our live webinar, guys. So just click the link right above this video, and register for our live webinar. I'm going to personally send you an email when we're about to go live. We host 2 live webinars a week, so it's just, if it's not going to be tomorrow, it's just going to be, you know, the next day or the next day. So there's not going to be much waiting that you're going to have to do, because I'm telling you, you're probably excited just like I was. So click the link right above this video and enter in your email address on the next page, and then I'm going to personally send you some more information, and you know, we're going to get you hooked up on this live webinar, so you too can you know, come jeeping with me and, you know, explore new places and do new things. So, you know, there she is, '03 Jeep Wrangler. You know, I just washed her the other day, so I don't really want to take her through the mud pit yet. But yeah, guys, just seriously, we're real people getting real results, you know, changing real lives. So are you next? Click the link, come join us. Have a great day. Bye for now.